Today we are going to cover LOA. This is not law of attraction for this channel. This is a loan officer assistant. Now, one of the most common questions I get asked is, what does that mean exactly? What does a loan officer assistant do? So I am going to give you a high level view of what a loan officer assistant does. Now, LOA can also stand for other things. So with a loan officer assistant, that's pretty self-explanatory. They assist a loan officer. It may also stand for loan officer associate. Now, associate is typically someone that is licensed. So they have a loan officer license, but they are going to work underneath a loan officer and support them in different ways. They may quote rates, they may put loans together, but they are maybe not as experienced or may not do the same responsibilities of a loan officer. You may also hear loan officer apprentice. A loan officer apprentice may be a high school student, college student looking for part-time work, or maybe looking to learn about the mortgage industry, and they could be curious if they want to enter the industry or not. I've also seen apprentices as retirees, those that may want something in their retirement years as part-time work or something to do to fill their time. All right, so now we're going to talk about the different roles and how the loan officer assistant plays within those roles. So I'm going to put my little diagram here, and with these overlapping circles, and we've got your loan officer, also known as a MLO or mortgage loan officer, mortgage loan originator. We've got your LOA here in the center, and then we have your processor or your loan processor right here on the other side, so they can all get an underline. All right, so we have the loan officer assistant, and processor. As you can see, there's some overlap right here, and that's because the loan officer assistant may do some things that a loan officer does. They may also do things that a processor typically does. So there's a little bit of overlap, and that's because the loan officer assistant has to make sure that loans are coming in the door and they are closing on time. And so if there's something where they can support the loan officer on things that they typically do, or they can support the processor on things they typically do, that is always welcome. All right. So, and because the loan officer assistant is right smack dab here in the middle, this first half, this is considered origination. Okay? So this is where loans start. They originate. So the loan officer themselves, they are doing biz development. Okay, so they are going out there and prospecting. Okay, they're bringing in leads. They are talking to referral or business partners. This is typically what a loan officer is doing. Now, under their license, they can also talk about interest rates, loan programs, things like that, whereas if a LOA is not licensed, they are not permitted to talk about those things. But on the origination side, they could be helping the loan officer with business development, with prospecting, with lead management. They could be doing database management, lead management. They could be doing marketing. This is what an LOA could be doing on the origination side. They could be helping with what's called pre-approvals. They could help with that paperwork, right? And then on this side is called processing. Okay. Let's see if I can move over here. Okay, so on the processing side, the processor is they are doing things like, we'll say paperwork, just for a general term. It's a lot more complicated than that, but we'll say paperwork. They are interacting with, it's hard to write on this side, isn't it? Third parties, right? So that would be escrow, title, attorneys, underwriters, appraisals. So that would be another thing they are doing. They are handling the closing. They are coordinating with the closing department. So an LOA could help with paperwork. They could help with third parties. They could help with closing. And then typically the LOA also handles something called post-closing. They're also helping with that as well. All right. So an LOA is so important because they are, and I'm just more comfortable on this side, they are really the hub. They're in the center of everything. But this is where it gets confusing. As a loan officer assistant, if you're out there looking for information of what exactly is it that I'm supposed to do as a loan officer assistant, what makes it confusing is your loan officer, they are the president and CEO of their originations. So they are most likely commission only. So they make their money by originating as many loans as possible and making sure that they close. So as they bring in more and more business, they need help getting them moved to the other side. And so that loan officer is going to determine what their LOA is to do. And that's why it's confusing, since each loan officer operates their business differently and they each have different modes of success. They are going to have different responsibilities, job descriptions for their loan officer assistant. Now, there are some sort of universal things that a loan officer assistant should know and do, but you really need to start with your loan officer. What is it that they expect from you? Okay, could be a number of things, and I do have some notes here so I don't miss anything. So before you start your role as an LOA, you can even do this in the interview, but you need to determine what exactly your loan officer expects from you and where you need training. So you'll ask your loan officer assistant, your loan officer, what is it they expect from you? And then you can determine where you need training. So I have a worksheet that you can do with your loan officer. It is in our school community, so the link is down below. So check out our school community where you can download the worksheet. Do that with your loan officer. I also have a short video that walks you through how to fill out that worksheet, and then we'll dive into some more lessons in terms of the actual loan process and what you as an assistant can do at each stage. I will see you soon, and I look forward to seeing you in our school community. Take care. Bye.